10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Ninja vanish.
What's up? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing today? Good times, good times. Let me get the chat open here, because I didn't open the chat yet, which would be helpful. I want to actually see if anybody's actually saying anything. That's always...
Well, Mr. Mike says, hey. Tomcat says, hello, everybody.
All right, there
And
we
then
go. I know. I've got the chat in here, but I hate using this chat. So I like to use the chat from YouTube. It's better than the chat that shows over on the side. I don't know. I don't like that one. I like to use the one that I can still see from YouTube. I don't know. I'm picky that way. So yeah. What's up, Mr. Mike, Tomcat, Eric, TC, Eduardo? I see y'all out there. Anyway, here we are. Welcome Saturday night. I don't know where the hell everybody's at this evening. I don't know.
Well, Jared said he'd be here tonight. I don't know what he's up to.
Jared's always late.
No, well, that's
Jared's
true.
always late. And then I got another friend, Duke. I don't know if you've met Duke yet. He's always asleep. Honda's always in a bad mood. Jolly always, I don't know. Jolly's always coming off of having sex with his own sister because he's from Alabama. So I just assume everybody in Alabama has sex with their own sister. You know, like that's just...
I don't know. I'm a Tennessee boy, so I don't know.
Well, you only missed it by that much. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
From what I hear about Alabama, I mean, and they've done their best to spread their Alabama genes, which is to say one set of genes, as far as they possibly could. That's just what I hear from people. I don't know. I've never been to Alabama. I've flown over Alabama. I've never actually been to Alabama. And I think I feel like that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But then again, I'm from Texas, and everybody in Texas literally looks down on everybody from every other state. So, you know, we got that going for us. But, I mean, we are Texas. So, I mean, we are better than everybody else. But, you know, that's beside the point. I don't want to get too much into that. Go too far off the beaten path. You know, everybody knows Texas is better than everyone else, especially than people in Colorado. That's the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, people in Colorado. And it sucks. I mean, Colorado's a beautiful place. Texans use it as their vacation spot all the time. And I think the people from Colorado are just bitter because our tourism pays all their bills. So I think they get upset and very sensitive about that. Although I do love Michigan. Michigan's a great state. As far as, you know, like I like a lot of people from Michigan. I like Michigan's a beautiful state. Shitty government, horrible government, but the state itself is beautiful. So that's a good state. I like that one. I like Wyoming. It's another good state. Idaho, you know, Montana's great. You know, there's some great states. I tend to like the states up north better just because there's less people and they're colder. And I hate the heat. Sounds strange coming from somebody who lives as far down in Texas as you can possibly go. Mm-hmm. But it's true. I hate the heat. So how the hell did I end up here? I don't know. Ask my wife. This is where she's from, and that's how I ended up here. I'm from North Texas, where we actually get 4 seasons. Down here, they have 1 season. It's hot. It's hot all the time. It was 80-something degrees on Christmas this year. It's hot. Do I need to elaborate? I shouldn't need to.
No.
Anyway. Oh, Motor Racer Chris out there is from La Jolla. Yeah, you're from La Jolla? Motor Racer Chris? How did I not know this? Are you still in La Jolla? If so, why haven't we hung out? Oh, he's like, no. Well, then why did you talk about La Jolla? La Jolla he probably just was talking some shit and doesn't know that La Jolla is actually a place down here in South Texas.
Probably. I see Mr. Toy Gaines is here. He asked, did we both get the vamp? I like it, but a lot of stuff falls off.
I did not. I didn't get the vamp. I'm not big on 112 scale vehicles. I just don't have room for them. I don't, I've got a couple here and there, but no, it looked cool. We did Jared picked it up on the show last night. He did an unboxing. It looked great. Certainly looked worth the money. I mean, $9 for the thing compared to what other 112 scale vehicles go for. And with all the accessories and the paint and the decals and everything that it had on it. But I don't know, it just wasn't. I mean, maybe at some point, maybe if they which I'm sure they will, if they do a re-release or something, maybe I'll pick it up. Now that I've seen a lot of people with it in person and everybody seems to like it pretty well, might be something. I'd want to pick up, but it's not something I'm clamoring over. I'm not a 112 scale vehicle collector. When it comes to vehicles and things like that, I still have a decent size 118 scale collection, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, all that stuff that I keep over there. And I like that stuff. That's the stuff I like. So.
Oh, Jared's in the chat.
What do you mean? There wasn't a link in Discord? What? Yeah, there was.
There wasn't. I looked too. There was no link.
What?
Yeah. You didn't put no link in the Discord.
Oh, shit. I hit the thing, but I didn't hit enter. I put the link in the thing to drop the link in there, and I forgot to hit enter to actually make it go on the. It's there now. I just clicked it because I had my Discord open from when I posted the link. And I just didn't hit enter to actually make the link go live. That's my bad. That's why nobody's here. You only got the link because I emailed it to you.
What's
up, Jared?
Jared?
I guess I forgot to. The link was still sitting there in the message bar.
Everybody's like, well, I guess there's no chat tonight, and I didn't put a link in there.
I didn't.
I looked too, Jared. Believe me, I couldn't find the link neither. So you weren't the only one. He had to email me the link just to get on.
Oh, I'd even check my email. Did you send the email like you didn't used to do? Or?
No, I didn't. Yeah, the reason I sent JB a link is because I don't think he has the link. I don't think he has access to my that Discord, because that live stream Discord can only be seen by certain people.
Mm.
It's only people that I've already added. So that's why I emailed you the link. And because I was like, oh, I'll just drop. I didn't hit enter.
You could always add me to it if you want.
So, yeah, that was a thing. But anyway, welcome to Weekend Geek, ladies and gentlemen, everybody out there. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. I've been cleaning my garage all day. That's what I did today. And I'm still not done. I have to do more tomorrow and reorganize stuff. Now I've got a little bit, now
we don't need that kind of negativity around here.
I know, right? But no, I'm reorganizing and cleaning my garage. I took an entire Suburban load of stuff to Goodwill today. Took a bunch of stuff down to the dump, and just gotten rid of random crap. Now I got to organize a bunch of stuff. I'm trying to get it set up to where I can get stuff that I've got up here in this room that I don't use regularly down in my garage. So that way I've got more room up here, because there's this thing I've been wanting to do in here in my office. Over there, I have a big bench set up that I use for one of my channels, and I don't use it hardly ever. And the space that I would use that for as often as I use it, I just don't need it up here. So I've got studio lights and all kinds of, video recording stuff that's already in my garage. So what I want to do is if I ever do need that big bench to record a video, I can just do that in my garage because I don't use it that often.
Right.
So I want to get that out. And what I want to put in its place, I've been wanting to put like a little retro area there. I've got this huge 36-inch like old school tube TV in my garage that works great. It's a Sony TV. And I've been wanting to like get a little area set up here with like maybe some retro gaming and stuff, you know, some old school stuff there, with a couple shelves on the sides for, of course, more toys. And my bench, that area where my bench is, that's where I would put it. So I'm thinking about doing that, but I have to get the garage clean first to even do that. And we'll see, because I had this TV. I picked this TV up like 4 years ago. I got lucky and found it, and you know, I was just like, well, let's see, and it worked. Like, it's a great, you know, it's a Sony TV from, I don't know.
If you were closer, I have two 27 inches. I'm not even using tube TVs.
Yeah. Well, this is one I picked up specifically because I was like, oh, that's a cool old retro TV, and you know, you can use that for stuff, right? And I found it at Goodwill, and it was $15, but they were having a 50% off sale. So I got this huge 36-inch Sony TV for $7.50, and it didn't come with a remote, so I had to order a remote offline from eBay. But like, I've got this cool old school, you know, tube TV that I can hook like old school gaming consoles up to and stuff like that. And it just sits in my garage, and I've been wanting to bring it upstairs to have a little retro area up here. And plus that'll give me more space for this shit if I get rid of that bench too. So that's kind of my goal, is to get rid of that and do that. But the other thing is, I also use that bench for storage for a whole lot of stuff I use every day. Like so I've got the bench top is just blank, and it's for videos is what I use it for. But underneath the bench, because I made this bench myself, and it's 6 feet long and it's 3 feet deep. And you know, the bench top is for filming videos, but underneath I keep like a toolbox and all this stuff. Like, I get stuff I use all the time. So I'm trying to, I don't know. Anyway, it's boring. I don't want to bore everybody out there in the chat. I'm just like, that's what I've been doing this weekend. It revolved around cleaning my garage.
Duke's not here, so I gotta.
Yeah, you gotta zone out there for a minute. But yeah, I've just been cleaning my garage this weekend. That's basically what it is, and it sucks. But you know, whatever.
Back up on toy games. I'm the one that got the van. I got two.
Yeah. We were just talking about that. Yeah.
I would have talked about it, but I didn't have a link.
Yeah, we were just trying to keep you out. Oh, looky here.
Hey, now hey, there we go.
It's Snoozy. He's already asleep. He joined the chat asleep.
It's relaxing just to join in so it gets the best rest.
I'm here, and I'm ready. I'm back. I'm more Australian than ever. What are we doing?
Have you gotten some sleep today? Or did you work
so
today?
Much. No, I'm off the next 3 days.
Oh, well, see, then he'll be awake. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, you should know. I stayed up until almost 2 doing a live chat with your boy Han Sizzle. You know, are we live?
Yeah, we're totally live.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know
what I have to do tomorrow.
So what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
I got spray for ants because my sun porch, where my office is upstairs right now, is covered up in carpenter ants right now.
Oh, the ants are trying to kick the action figures' asses.
I know they're going to start. When you start seeing these moving, they're carrying them off.
Yeah, which I guess it's better for your collection or even my collection than it would be for Duke's. They would completely overrun Duke's Warhammer collection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There'd be like a actual physical menace to the.
There would be a fight. There would be a good fight. They could carry him away.
Oh, here's something I completely forgot. I started to.
Except the Belrog. The Belrog would be hard. It's like
he's hefty. He's hefty.
Yeah.
Oh well, I started this a long time ago, and I forgot to ever finish it. It's near the end. Mattel was doing these superpower issues of the DC Universe Classics.
Yeah.
So it had like a cloth cape, but it was really cheap, like a superpowers cape. And I fixed up a Christopher Reeve's head, and I have a soft goods cape I'm going to be putting on here.
Oh, there you go.
Sweet.
So I'll have
Nice.
And it's a lighter blue, so they were doing like superpowers theme.
Yeah.
And so I'll have like a Christopher Reeve Superman.
Well, I want to start the chat off with something that I feel good about talking about. I haven't felt good about talking about this in a very long time. But you know, there used to be a time for those back in the before times that remember that
In the before 4 times.
yeah, that every week, and this used to be on Mondays. This is before I started doing these geek chats on Saturdays. But on Mondays, there was a thing we used to talk about every Monday, and Duke remembers, and it just became something that I didn't want to talk about anymore because it just wasn't worth talking about for a very, very long time.
Yep.
And now I feel like it's worth talking about again, and that of course is The Walking Dead.
Yeah, baby.
We got the new show, The Ones That Live. Now I'm not claiming this show is going to be the best show ever. It's a 6-episode show, and we've gotten 3 episodes so far. But can I just say, the 3 episodes we've got have been fucking fantastic.
Yep.
I have enjoyed the shit out of this. I have not enjoyed Walking Dead this much in years, since maybe season 7. And we're getting another episode tomorrow. I'm very much who's beating the shit out of a guitar. What the shit?
Oh, sorry, I'm killing ants.
Oh,
I just walked in here I just sat down in here. It's like, holy crap, they're all over the place.
Don't worry, Jared. I've had them bad too for the last few days. So
he said ants, not crabs.
he said, "I know ants. I know ants."
No, but Walking Dead. I'm not going to sit here and say The Walking Dead is back because, good Lord, they would have to do so much to gain back the respect and the goodwill that's been lost over the last 4 or 5 years with how bad their shows have gotten. But I will say I'm very, very happy to have this new show, which I am thoroughly enjoying quite a bit. And it's great, man. I love I love the first 3 episodes have been phenomenal. It's so good to have Rick and Michonne back. Like, holy shit.
Them together, them working together, us seeing Rick back in his mode. He's got a plan. There are some things, and I would agree with you. I have some critiques that I'm not super excited about. So I agree with you. I am enjoying this for what it is. It's good. They're writing well. I think we have some potential to move forward with a story, and it's going to end up being fruitful. I don't know what the future holds, so I don't know how to take everything. I think they're keeping it quiet because either something big is going to happen and they're going to end the storyline of Rick and Michonne, or it's going to be, oh, hey, by the way, we're bringing him back to this new show and we're going to do everything right now. Like Daryl's going to come back and then we're going to be on this adventure where, they're fighting this larger problem, which I think has potential because what they're going to do is they're going to throw a bunch of money at Andrew Lincoln to come back, I think. That's my thought. I initial thoughts of that.
My guess would be that we are not going to get Andrew Lincoln and Denai Guerrera back as regulars ever again.
Oh, okay.
However, I do believe that there is a chance, if enough money was forked over, that they will become characters that do show up in some of these other Walking Dead shows from time to time. Specifically, probably the Daryl show.
Yeah.
We know is getting a season 2 end of this year, I think.
Yeah.
Which I was not impressed with Daryl season 1, to be honest. Like, it got a little bit better there at the end towards the last couple episodes. But didn't do much for me. I would say it was definitely better than that awful Maggie and Negan show. But it still was not great. But
But we know that they have to reunite, and they're not going to reunite Daryl. So, I mean, Daryl and Rick have to get back together someday.
Yeah.
They're not going to leave that open, so you're right. So I don't think I'll be surprised to see what happens going forward, but the largest critique I have is we're spending a lot of time going back when I just really want to go forward. I really don't care. Like, they've established Rick and Michonne. I don't need to keep going back and seeing, like, oh, well, when Rick first got there, he met this guy who drew on the cell phone. Yeah, I could just, like, let's move the story forward. Give me some problems. Give me some Walker issues. We're moving quickly, so I don't know. But I don't know. I think the last 3 episodes, I hope they spice it up and get it really intense. And I've had enough talking.
My guess is, if I had to guess right now, who knows if I'm right, that the show will end, episode 6 will end with Rick and Michonne getting away. And either we get a little clip at the end of the episode of, a little reintroduction. Rick gets to meet his son for the first time and see Judith again, that kind of thing. Whatever. I don't know how they end it. But Rick and Michonne get away in the end. And it leaves the bigger question open of, how damaging is is it the Commonwealth? Is that what they're called? Mm-hmm. Commonwealth. Like it's gonna it's now gonna be left open of like they are the big bad now going forward through any Walking Dead show.
Yep.
Right. Is because they're obviously not going to defeat the Commonwealth in these 6 episodes. They're not even close to it at this point, right?
Right.
So this show ends with them getting away. We get a little reunion, but like the Commonwealth looms over future storylines.
Yeah.
Either that, or they kill off Rick in the end. I do not think they kill off both Rick and Michonne, and if I have to vote on one of them, it is definitely Rick.
But then it
ends up getting away to warn Alexandria and everybody else in the collected Walking Dead world of the Commonwealth threat.
If he dies at the end, this has been for nothing, and I won't accept that. That's my issue, because we've already had the fake out. It's the Glenn and the garbage dump all over again, or the garbage bin. Don't fake it out to 2 episodes later kill him in another fake out. Like, that's what bothers me. I don't want him to die.
Oh, I don't either. But I also don't know that Andrew Lincoln's going to want to do more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't go by the comics because Carl lives and Rick dies in the comics.
Yeah.
So, but the Commonwealth aren't the bad guys in the comics either.
Yeah, no. Well, they weren't. Well, I mean, yeah, there was no Commonwealth. It's something that was completely created for the show. But, yeah, I don't know. It really.
Yeah,
I mean, here's the thing.
Guys, yeah, that's in the comics.
No, that's not the Commonwealth. That's
CRM.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about the CRM, which is isn't that the Commonwealth? What am I thinking of?
Well, I think Commonwealth was what was last year.
Okay, so the CRM is who I'm talking about. The CRM is who I'm talking about. What's the C in CRM stands for Commonwealth or Confederate?
Civic or something?
Civic Republic, is that what the fuck? That's who I'm talking about is going to be left as the big bad. The CRM.
They weren't bad guys in the comics.
That's what I know. That's what I'm saying. They were made up.
They were the new government.
Civic Republic Military.
Civic Republic. Okay, that's what I'm talking about when I say Commonwealth, because I can never remember what the C in CRM stands for. But the show's going to end with them being the big bad, looming over all future Walking Dead endeavors.
And here I guess that's just not what I like The Walking Dead to be, and I was always fine with it being the end of the show answer. To be like, oh, look, they've established things, and this is the CRM, and like they join the fold or something. I'm fine with it, like sunsetting off in that. But to see the antics of the CRM, I could care less. I like the local, small, 7, 8, 9 people on the road trying to get to a safe haven antic of The Walking Dead. That's the highlight for me.
True, but I think we're past that. Look, the CRM
I know.
have been portrayed as like the big bad guy in Fear the Walking Dead, World of the Walking Dead, and now this show, which essentially is just more Walking Dead. So they are going to be the antagonists going forward in probably any shows that pop off, at least to one extent or another. And even if it goes to the point to where they do another show where they bring back some of the characters, or Daryl's show somehow ties in, or whatever, I could see them doing like a fucking, World War II, type of show where it's like the resistance against the military or something like that. Look, here's the thing. I don't think they would just write this right. I don't think that they would just be like, we're going to just kill off Rick just to kill off Rick. Okay. AMC's not stupid. The only reason if Rick dies, the only reason he dies is because Andrew Lincoln said, I'm only doing these 6 episodes.
Yeah.
But nobody at AMC, nobody writing The Walking Dead is like, oh, let's just kill Andrew Lincoln off. No, they're like, oh God, let's hope he comes back, please, Lord Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, they want him back really fucking bad. The only thing, if he dies, I guarantee you, it was not AMC or the writers at The Walking Dead. It's because he said, I will come back and do 6 episodes, and then you should probably kill me off because that's all I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be unfortunate if that happens, but in the end, I'm not going to be mad at the people that wrote Walking Dead because I know they didn't. I know that's not their fucking choice. You know what I mean?
So, death predictions this week. Who's not making it out of the episode?
I think that chick, the one that's his Rick's friend / now boss.
Oh, the girl?
Yeah.
I was hoping Jadis. I was hoping he's going to kill Jadis. I hate that lady.
But I see her as useful to the storyline.
Yeah.
And potentially even useful to future storylines in other shows too.
Those type of characters, you want them to last because it pays off when they actually do fight.
Yeah. I think his friend, and I'm blanking on her name, but the South African chick, for those that don't know, played by the same chick that played Mazakim from Lucifer. I think she is likable enough and sympathetic enough, and she's been shown to be Rick's friend, and she's been shown to at least at some point have the very same motivations Rick had with wanting to get away and find somebody that she was in love with and all this stuff. That they're building her up to put her into a position that in order to help Rick do something, it's going to feel meaningful when she dies. Right. You know what I mean? Like she's going to end up doing something that in some way helps Rick, and then she's probably going to get killed. So I feel like they're building to that. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to be surprised.
As soon as they start making you care about somebody, that's when they're going to buy it.
Yeah. I'm not going to be surprised at all if and when they kill her. So, because I feel like they built her up. She's a good character, I think, even though she hasn't been in it a lot or anything, but she's come across as very sympathetic to Rick and his plight. You know, when we first see the flashbacks of them talking and she's explaining to him, you know, why is the way she is and how she was in the South African military and she was on a boat and she's, you know, when all this started and how all she's ever wanted is to get back to the guy that she was in love with. And, you know, that's her motivation. And that's why the colonel or whoever he was that recruited Rick also recruited her, because he saw something in her that could be useful in his effort to like overthrow the CRM, you know? So we know she's very similar to Rick in motivations and things like that. So anytime they set up a character like that, I'm thinking, yeah, they're setting them up so that there's an emotional stake there when they kill that character off, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think. I think she's got a really good chance of dying here in the next couple episodes. And I'm fine with it. Makes sense, you know, from a storytelling perspective. But I'm just happy to be enjoying some Walking Dead again. Like consistently, like now 3 whole weeks in a row, I have enjoyed a television show with the name Walking Dead in it. Like that's That's
Not
something
happening.
that has not done in a really fucking long time. Like there'll be those one-off episodes where we'll be like, "Oh, that was a pretty good episode," and then the next week you're just like, "What the fuck happened?"
Yeah,
So-
not since season 8 for me.
Yeah,
Season 8 was the last time I enjoyed The Walking Dead, was happy about it. Ever
Yeah.
since then, it's been distasteful.
which
at
what
best.
Rick left in what episode 5 or 6 of season 8, right? That's
No,
when he left.
9.3. 9.3.
Oh, no, okay.
But those
But,
episodes were bad. So
Yeah, so it's just kind of enjoyable to get to enjoy The Walking Dead again, and so I'm just kind of happy about that. It's so far it's a good show. We're halfway through the 6 episodes, and hopefully we get another 3 great episodes, and hopefully in the end,
what's
you
the
know.
discussion that he's gonna have? What I can't remember what it's called. Not the disclosure. What's it called? The
oh yeah,
briefing?
well they're gonna go to the meeting. He's gonna go to the meeting to find out what the real goal of the CRM is. We
Yeah.
know she's already been introduced to that. You know,
Do you think it's the variants they're going to talk about?
it might be because they've been in World Beyond, which I know you still haven't watched yet because you never listen to me about shit you're supposed to watch first. In World Beyond and now in the Daryl Dixon show, that idea of these zombie variants that are smarter and faster is something they're building up, you know, which I like, even though I wasn't a huge fan of the Daryl Dixon show or Walking Dead World Beyond. I like that they were like pushing to get the zombies to feel like a threat again. You know, that's something I want. I look, I mean, it's Walking Dead, and for years I have enjoyed, the idea and the aspect of like, you know, that humans are other humans' greatest threat, and I get that, and that's straight from the comics. You know, there's nothing unusual about that. It's great storytelling. You know, you have kind of this big bad that everybody's afraid of, but really you need these other humans that are the biggest threat. I like that, but I also like the idea now that zombies can be scary again. You know, I want them to be scary again. And so the fact that they're kind of building that storyline up, we've got to believe, unless the CRM is absolutely 100% inept, they know about these variants, right?
Yeah.
They know that zombies are changing. You know, they know, and they even introduced it a little bit in the last season of The Walking Dead, where they showed like zombies able to like climb over fences and turn doorknobs and shit, which they didn't used to be able to do, right? So it's something they've been slowly introducing. So you'd have to believe that the CRM knows that there are now zombies that are capable of doing more, of being faster, of being smarter, all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, maybe that's what it is. Maybe, or it could go a completely different way. Like the CRM is prepping to nuke everywhere on the planet except for where they're at.
Right.
Like, you know, just fucking go, you know, they're going to go. At one point, somebody in the CRM, like long ago, met Morgan when he was in his clear phase and took him and was like, fuck it. Yeah, that's a great idea, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we should do that.
We're killing everybody.
We're just going to wipe everything out and start all over again.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. But I don't know. I'm hoping that's what this next episode is going to be about. Is him going to that meeting, and then we, along with Rick, get to find out what this big secret is. What's the big plan for the CRM? What's their ultimate goal? What are they working towards? You know. Yeah, I'm hoping that's what we get this week. I would like an episode kind of focused on that. But I don't know, man. We'll see. I guess we got like about 24 hours, give or take, until we get that whatever that is, the new episode.
Well, that one thing drops in the morning.
It didn't last week though, for some reason.
Oh, it didn't?
No, the first 2 weeks it did, and then last week it didn't show up for me anyway. And I kept checking the website periodically throughout the day. It finally showed up at like 7:00 at night.
Oh, darn.
So. Yeah, that's why I didn't text you last week with, you know, to say, hey, check the link, because it never popped up until like Sunday night. So I don't know. We'll see. Because usually online, the episode pops up early.
Yeah.
And it, for whatever reason, it didn't last week. So I hope it does this week. So I'd like to watch it tomorrow morning before I have to go back to cleaning my goddamn garage. But give me a little something to look forward to in the morning.
I'm looking at getting my shoulder locks for this thing.
Yeah. But yes, The Walking Dead is back at least to some level or another. So I'm kind of happy about that. But I don't know. Let's move on to another subject. I was going to talk about this last week, but of course I didn't do a show last week. Somebody's dog is mad. But they dropped the new trailer for Fallout. The Fallout.
Oh, dude!
Did you saw it, right?
Yeah, I watched it over and over and over again.
Like, it looked pretty damn sweet. Like, I got it. Man. I played Fallout 3 a little bit. So I kind of have a general idea of the storyline, but I've never been like a huge Fallout fan or anything. But I played Fallout 3 for a little bit. I invested like, I don't know, about 20 hours of gameplay into that game. And I liked it a lot. I loved the world that it's in, all that kind of stuff. That new trailer that came out looked awesome. Again, I don't know if any Fallout fans out there can tell me how accurate that is to the game.
100%. I've spent many hours playing that game. Okay. And I'll tell you that trailer was spot on. And that trailer encapsulated everything that show is about.
It's
the producer of the show is like, well, I'm just not going to try to make the fans happy. Just going to do whatever we want. The Fallout director is already on statement saying that. It's like, just shut up. It's like you're making statements to inflame the fan base.
Yeah, they love to do stupid shit sometimes. But the trailer was great. I love it. It got me hyped up. I like and I'm blanking on the actor's name. He's the dude from Justified and Sons of Anarchy, and he's been in a lot of shit. He plays the cowboy with no nose. What is that actor's name? I am completely blanking on his name.
I don't know what his name is, but he's amazing, and he was.
But yeah, he's great. I love him. He was like the best character in Justified. For anybody that's ever seen Justified, he played Boyd in Justified. And he's been in Sons of Anarchy. I think his big break was he was from the Shield. Walton Goggins. There you go. Yeah, I like that dude. He's great.
Yeah.
And he's playing. So my thing is the only thing I didn't get from the trailer, and again because I didn't play a lot of Fallout, so it shows him clearly as like a regular dude being the guy that's selling the bunkers to people, right? It kept clipping into those commercials. And it was like him being the face of this company that's selling the Fallout bunkers.
Yes.
And then fast forward and you see him, obviously, after the apocalypse, he's all fucked up. But my understanding was Fallout takes place hundreds of years after the war.
Do you have to explain that? Yeah, he's a ghoul. The ghouls don't die.
Ah, okay.
So what happened is he was outside during the explosion. He was irradiated, became a ghoul, and now he's still alive. The ghouls that you see in Fallout have been ghouls since day one.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Again,
yeah,
I played some Fallout, but not a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm just going, But okay, that answers that question because I was like, how the fuck is he still alive? Because I remember from playing Fallout 3, like the whole thing was like it's been 500 years or something like that, and you're finally getting out of the bunker. The whole civilization is generations of people have been, it lived in the bunker and all this stuff. So I was like, how the fuck is that dude still alive? That makes perfect sense. Okay, but I love that dude. I think he's great. His character looked awesome. Fucking zombie cowboy.
Anything he's in, he does a really good job.
Yeah.
He's like one of the best parts of the Predators.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Trailer was awesome. I'm looking very forward to that. I can't remember when that comes out. Is that next month?
Soon.
Yeah, I think it's like in April. So I'm very excited about that. That one looks cool. The other trailer we got was for what's the other video game movie or TV series that's coming out on Amazon? Why am I blanking? The one Borderlands, which I guess is it's like another futuristic post-apocalyptic thing. Did y'all see the Borderlands trailer that dropped like a week before?
Oh yeah, that looked good too.
That looks cool too. I heard some people freaking out because of the casting or whatever. I think just one character, because they cast, like, I guess somebody in the game is like this young girl and it's played by Jamie Lee Curtis, and they're like, that's horrible casting. I don't know. Yeah, I've never played Borderlands.
Well, they also, if I'm right, they casted Kevin Hart and Jack Black. Kevin Hart's
character is
and then Jack Black
dwarf.
is the Jack Black is the robot.
Yeah, well, I caught his voice in there, but anyway,
Kevin Hart's character is not a dwarf in the game.
The trailer looked great. It looked fun. I don't remember when this one's coming out either, like April or May or something like that. But I'm dude. I mean, anybody who watches me knows I'm all in for like post-apocalyptic shit hit the fan type shows and movies.
Oh yeah.
So between Borderlands and Fallout, like, I'm looking forward to some good entertainment here in the next couple months. Hopefully they're good. I mean, I don't know. You can't really go by trailers. I mean,
trailers, they usually put the best stuff in the trailers. So
yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, either way, both looked great. I'm looking forward to both of them, but we'll see. We'll see. Another trailer that we have to talk about and address here is they dropped the trailer for the new Crow movie.
I won't say you forgot to do the Crow movie.
There's been a lot of online talk about this trailer. Now, I am the biggest Crow fan I know. And I will absolutely hold on to that. And none of you can prove me otherwise.
Here's a question, though, Matt. You say you're the biggest fan. But will you eat crow?
If you can prove I'm not the biggest Crow fan here, yes.
I don't have a tattoo of the crow, so I can't say.
Yes, but I do have a tattoo of the crow on my arm. So,
well, you said you were the biggest fan. So that's why I was like, if you're the biggest fan, do you eat crow if you're the biggest fan?
No. If we're going about pound for pound.
No, you take it that far.
Hey man, have you ever tattooed a line from the movie on your arm? I don't.
I'm not talking. I'm just talking about literally pound for pound.
Yeah.
Okay. Aku's got the best comment.
That was my first tattoo. That's the first tattoo I ever got. The first tattoo I ever fucking got was a line from the Crow movie. So I'm a huge Crow fan. I'm a very huge Crow fan. I think it's one of my favorite movies ever. I think it is one of the greatest comic book movies ever made. I am a enormous Crow fan from that original Alex Proyas, Brandon Lee movie. So
Aku says that's clearly
the what?
Aku said you clearly have marker on your arm.
Yeah,
that tattoo. It's marker. Is what he's saying.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
marker.
It's clearly marker. So anyway, so I've been preemptively not looking forward to a Crow remake for a very long time, because I know for a fact I don't give a shit who makes this movie, who stars in this movie, who writes this movie, who directs this movie. There is no Crow remake that will ever be as good as the original. I know this, okay? This is just a fact of life. That movie is phenomenal. You will never make a better movie than the original. It would be like somebody trying to come along and remake Wizard of Oz. Cool, great, have fun with that, and I'll watch it, but it's never going to be as good as the original. Okay, we all fucking know this. So I was both like, not. On one hand, I know and don't give a shit about a Crow remake. On the other hand, because I know there's absolutely no way in hell that they would ever make a better movie than the original, I also didn't give enough of a shit to like get upset that they were remaking it, right? Because I'm like, okay, well, if they want to remake it, whatever. They remake shit all the time. It's never as good as the original. Fucking let them do it. Whatever. I can always go back and watch the original, right? So part of me is just like, I don't really give much of a shit. Like, either the movie's good or it's bad. I don't really care either way. Like, if it's good, cool. It'll still not be as good as the original, but maybe it'll be something I enjoy. If it's bad, then hey, like, what do I give a shit? I never thought it was going to be good. So I was curious about this movie. I knew when I heard they were doing a Crow remake, going back, this has been going on for like 5 years, by the way, for those that have been listening, keeping up with the production of this movie. There have been multiple actors and directors attached to this thing for, I think, going back to 2018 or 2019. So I've been paying attention to this for several years. I knew it was a movie like, hey, if it comes out, I'll go see it, but I'm not expecting shit out of it. And if it's good, cool. If it sucks, that's what I expected. So they dropped the trailer. The movie's finally coming out, this summer or something like that? I don't even remember when the fuck it's coming out. My thoughts as the de facto biggest Crow fan. I've actually met James O'Barr, by the way. So for those that don't know, and for those that are like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's the guy who created The Crow, the actual comic book, The Crow, James O'Barr. But I've actually met him. So this is certainly not a remake of The Crow. That's not what this movie is. That was very obvious from the trailer. This is not a remake of the Crow movie, which I'm fine with, because then they can do kind of whatever the fuck they want, and it's not like they're trying to redo the storyline from the first one. This is not the storyline from the first one. This is not Eric Draven. This is not the same fucking character. This is not the same storyline. This is another instance of a person going through what Eric Draven did, which is he dies under some great tragedy, and the Crow brings his soul back to life to get revenge. Which, in the comics, James O'Barr has said, like, Eric Draven was not the first, nor was he the last person that ever became, quote unquote, the Crow.
Well, they really shouldn't even be calling this a remake. It's another sequel.
Yeah, it's another sequel to The Crow, is what it is. This is a different character. This isn't, this is just another person. This is just the story of another person that the Crow brought back to seek revenge. That's what this movie is. And knowing that, seeing the movie or seeing the trailer and going, oh, this isn't a remake, this is a continuation, instantly made me like it a lot better. Not necessarily the movie or the trailer, but I'm just saying the idea of them doing another Crow movie, I like it better, because they're not trying to just say, well, we can do the original again. They're going, let's tell another Crow story. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm okay with that. Right? You're respecting the past. You're not trying to remake it. You're just doing another Crow story. I'm cool with that idea more than I am you doing a remake. That being said, what did I think about the trailer? I thought the trailer was pretty good. However, dude looks dumb as shit. Let me just throw that out there. Dude looks stupid as fuck. But what I had to do is take myself out of it for a minute and go, I know for a fact that fucking stupid goddamn half mullet, half chili bowl fucking haircut with face tattoos is a real thing nowadays. As stupid as I think it is, that's a fucking thing. That fucking hillbilly gangster rap fucking thing, that is a look that probably people my age at 46 years old looking at somebody in their 20s with that look is probably the exact same look that someone who was 46 years old in 1994 looked at that emo goth fucking look from the original Crow and the way Eric Draven was designed at that time. So I had to take myself out of it and go, that's a dumb fucking look. But that's probably exactly what older people were thinking about the whole goth phase from the 90s that Eric Draven was designed after. They probably thought it was dumb and stupid and all this shit, and they didn't get it, and they didn't like it, and the fucking, I like the way Scully described it in the thing, hillbilly meth hipster. That's kind of what, that's exactly what it is. You know what I mean? So taking a step back from thinking that dude just looks fucking retarded, I get that's a thing now. That's a choice. Like people who are fucking, as Scully said, hillbilly meth hipsters. That's a style nowadays. The way goth was a style for people in their teens and 20s and the 90s when I was a kid. I didn't hate the trailer, man. I got to be honest. Now, would they have done that exact same trailer and tried to say, this is an official remake and that's Eric Draven and this is the retelling of The Crow? I would have fucking hated it. Because that's not Eric Draven. That's not his fucking story. However, if you're just going to say this is another dude who had the same thing happen to him, and this is another sequel, another story of a different character, I kind of like the trailer from that aspect. And I know that's unpopular right now because a lot of fucking Crow fans are losing their shit. And I get it. I do. I get it. I'm a big Crow fan. But if it's not a fucking remake and just another Crow story, I don't have a problem with it. Trailer looked pretty badass. He was fucking blowing the shit out of people, not in a homosexual way. That would have been weird. But like I liked how he was getting the shit shot out of him and then fucking coming back and fucking people's day up. Like when he's walking up the stairs and he's getting fucking the shit shot out of him and he gets shot in the fucking back of the head and the dude walks up to him and he just puts his head up and bam! Like, there was some cool looking shit in there, man. There was some cool shit in the trailer. I gotta be honest. Like, I watched that and I was like, okay, I will go see this movie. Will it be as good as the original? Fuck no. No way in hell it's gonna be as good as the original. Does he look stupid like a fucking hillbilly meth hipster? Fuck yes, he does. Fuck yes, he does. Could it still be a cool movie? Maybe. I don't know. It could suck. But I'll tell you what, the trailer got me to at least want to go see it.
At least there's another thing too, though, with Eric Draven. Before he became the Crow, he didn't look goth. He was a normal dude.
Yeah, he was.
This dude was weird looking to begin with.
Well, he was a normal dude, so to speak. He was a fucking 90s.
He still was
a
like
fucking 90s grunge rockster. But,
right. He adopted the face makeup from the mask and all that.
Yeah, the face makeup he got because he got that from his wife. Well, would have been his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, Eric Draven was supposed to be like a fucking alt rock fucking whatever. Eric Draven was supposed to be fashionable for a 20-something rock star of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, but like the hillbilly meth hipster is a fucking thing in music today. It totally is. Look at what's that dude's name that
Jelly
I'm blanking?
Roll.
Huh?
Jelly Roll.
Not Jelly Roll. What is that? The dude with the gun dude. The dude who's
Machine Gun Kelly?
No, not that fucking pussy ass little bitch. The dude, what's his name? Why am I blanking on his fucking name? The rapper who's the white rapper dude with the fucking mullet and the face tattoos, who's a gun guy. You see him doing like fucking gun shit.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
Why am I blanking on his fucking name? Somebody in the chat knows exactly who I'm fucking talking about. But like that look is a fucking thing today in modern music. The hillbilly meth hipster is a fucking thing in modern music. The way Eric Draven's look was a thing back in 1993, 1994.
I love
Thank you,
that.
Fiend
I love
Dog.
that-
Post Malone. Thank you, Fiend Dog. Post Malone. Fuck, that's who I was thinking of. And it does look a lot like that's kind of what he's modeled off of, is kind of that Post Malone looking fucking hillbilly meth hipster. By the way, Scully, thank you so much for coming up with hillbilly meth hipster, because that so accurately describes exactly what I'm fucking talking about. That's a fucking thing. I think it looks dumb as fuck, but that is a thing in modern music. Like,
I love the meme, like people are talking about, like in the '90s when you fall asleep and people draw on your face with a pens and stuff when you're at a party. Now, modern day rapper got penis rolled on their forehead and all this.
yeah, it's weird shit. I don't get it. I think it looks dumb as fuck. But do I acknowledge that's a fucking thing? Yeah. The same. And again, I have to put myself in the shoes of like, what was somebody who was 46 when the first Crow came out? What did they think of the way Eric Draven looked? They probably were like, that looks fucking retarded. And I get that. I as dumb as I think it looks, do I think that will ruin the movie, the look of his character, if the movie itself is still good? No. Did the trailer make the movie look good to me? Yes. He looked dumb as fuck, but the movie looked badass.
That's what.
So
the Crow was why like a lot of '90s kids had like black trench coats.
yes, yeah. So I will give this movie a chance. I thought it was a good trailer, even if I think the main character looks dumb as fuck. And again, it makes me very happy that they're not just redoing the original story. That was a thing. If you had tried to say that they were just going to redo the original story, I'd have been pissed. I'd have been pissed.
Well, here's a question for you. Did you ever watch the TV series?
I watched a couple of episodes, but the TV series came out at a time when I was not watching television, and but I know Mark DeCostas because I've seen several episodes. I don't know. They started rerunning it in like the late 2000s, and I remember catching a couple episodes here and there. Because wasn't the show? It was like late 90s, early 2000s, and it was like syndicated, so it wasn't a network show. No, George, it's Mark DeCostas, not Mark Damascus, sir. Yeah, I remember the couple episodes I saw looked good, but I think the episodes I saw were like, you know what it felt like? It felt like it was a syndicated show of The Crow, and I'm sure the episodes I watched weren't like the first episodes or anything. So it was like him traveling on his motorcycle, helping people get revenge, and I was like, it's kind of like a cross between fucking The Crow and remember that Lorenzo Lamas show, Renegade?
Mm.
It was kind of like that. That's the vibe I got from the couple episodes that I saw.
On the show, the face stuff was actually part of the powers. When he became the Crow, his face would change.
Oh, really? Yeah, see, I didn't see enough of the show to get that. But, yeah, because in the movie, it was just, he just put fucking makeup on. So, yeah. But, I've heard the show's good. I've just never watched it. I have watched all the movies, and
it's Skeletor.
The first one essentially is a piece of cinematic history. It's a masterpiece. City of Angels is okay. It's okay. Then they did the third one, which I'm blanking on the name of the third one. That was the one with Kirsten Dunst in it, which I thought was pretty good. That third one I thought was pretty good. It's not great, but it was better than the second one. And then they did a fourth one with fucking Edward Furlong, which was just a horrible steaming pile of shit.
The Wicked City. Wicked Prayer.
Wicked dog shit is what it was. It was
you had the Crow, City of Angels, Salvation, and Wicked Prayer.
Salvation I like. About the dude who gets put on death row for murdering that girl and then comes back to life because he didn't murder her. And I think Kirsten Dunst plays the girl's sister. And she helps him get revenge on the people that actually did murder his girlfriend. That he got, the crime he got sentenced to death for. That one I like. I actually like that one. It's not as good as the original or anything, but I think it's a good movie. The second one, City of Angels, like it's I don't know, it's weird. I don't know.
It's a shame all the sequels were basically direct to video.
Yeah, they basically did. They basically did. Like I said, City of Angels is okay. It's fine, whatever. And then that fourth one is just awful. And it's got David Boreanaz in it as the bad guy. And I don't know. I'm to be honest, I'm not real. I don't remember too much about it because I watched it one time and was like, "This is fucking awful," and I've never watched it again since. Like, I have stayed away from that fucking movie because it's fucking horrible. But like again, going back with this one, The Crow. Like, I mean, that's basically what they're doing. They're basically doing a fucking sequel. Which I'm fine with. And look, who knows? The movie may absolutely suck ass. I mean, I may go watch this movie, and it may be fucking horrible.
I think a lot of people too thought that the Wicked Prayer with thought it was a girl.
Yeah.
My brain it's like when you think about something that's not real, like memory. What was it called?
Oh, God damn it!
We're getting old, man.
I know exactly what the Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
There you go.
I had in my mind the fourth one, the Crow was a woman.
Yeah, I don't think they've never done a Crow movie where it's a chick, have they?
I could have swore that was what the fourth one was.
Could you clear up the incident with surrounded by Brandon Lee's death? Can you explain what happened?
Oh yeah, yeah. So what happened? For those that don't know, and I'm blanking on the actor's name. He was in a bunch of shit, and then he didn't act for 10 years after that because it fucked him up so bad. But essentially, what happened was they were doing a stunt scene in the movie where fortunately they saved it almost for the end. The scene where they break into the house and kill him, which is you see that towards the beginning of the movie, but they didn't actually film that until towards the end. But it's the scene where they break into the house, kill him and his girlfriend, and the four hoodlums come in, and it's the actor who you see shoot him that actually puts the bullet in him when they have him down there on his knees. So what happened was they had used this gun to they had used this instead of having designated guns for different things. It was a lower budget film. They were using the same guns to shoot squib loads and blanks and all these things. So what happened was the bullet from a fucking one of these rounds, these underpowered rounds, got lodged into the barrel. It didn't completely exit the gun, and they didn't know, and the gun never got checked. And then they took that same gun and they loaded it with blanks. For anybody that doesn't know, a blank is it's the round without the bullet. So it's got all the powder and everything in there to propel a bullet, but there's no bullet in it. Problem is, when you already have a bullet in the chamber, doesn't really much matter. You basically have a fully loaded round. And that's what happened. So this actor was handed a fucking gun on stage and said, okay, point it at Brandon Lee and shoot. And he did, not knowing. He knew there were blanks in the guns, but nobody apparently knew there was a bullet lodged in the fucking barrel, and it really shot him and really killed him.
The armorer didn't do their job.
Yeah, they didn't do their job. First of all, they shouldn't have been using the same gun to do different things. They should have had designated guns for different roles to be completely safe. And even if and even then, it should have still been checked. You should have opened it was a revolver. They should have opened the cylinder and checked that the barrel was actually clear.
It's one of the things that calls them to do the extra safety precautions on movie sets too. Which is
unless you're Alec Baldwin, and then they just bypass all that shit.
Right. That's why this whole thing with Alec Baldwin was such a big deal, because movie studios have all these rules now and stuff.
Yeah.
Which they're prosecuting him because the armorer got found guilty.
Yeah.
And so his just never should have been dropped.
But it was sad. I think. No, it was definitely sad. But I think that unfortunately, The Crow got a lot of attention because it was the movie he died in. I think a lot of attention that movie would not have gotten otherwise. The movie still would have been the same fantastic movie it was, but a lot of people would not have paid attention to it, and it might not have become the cult classic that it became today because a lot of people just never would have went to go see it.
And it was just fortunate enough too that the computer graphics and stuff where it's just enough advanced enough where they actually could complete the scenes that weren't finished.
Yeah.
They were able to superimpose him. Today, it'd be no problem. They would have been able to just finish the movie completely.
Yeah.
They would have used deep fakes, and back then it was very painstaking procedure to map his face on another body.
And they did. They didn't have to do it with a lot because they had filmed most of the movie. Fortunately, most of the scenes that he had to actually be visible in, most of that had already been filmed at that time. So they didn't have to redo a lot of the movie. So they went ahead, finished the movie, released it, and it's a fantastic movie. It's one of my favorite movies.
Well, I recently, I'll be here Monday. I got the DVD of it, but I ordered the Blu-ray.
Yeah, I've got the original VHS and I've got a DVD. I've never upgraded to Blu-ray. I should upgrade Blu-ray.
I had a VHS copy, but I lost it in a house fire. Like I had the unrated version of Evil Dead too. And
shit,
gone too.
Yeah, I need to get, and that's something like if I get my little retro area set up over here, I'm gonna bring.
I was debating about it for a while, but when the Walmart Collector Con thing happened, it's like I already had The Crow sitting in my cart, and when I added the Shockwave motorcycle, it's like it's going in there too. So The Crow and that's it. So
I want to get that Mafex Crow. Oh, well, Mafex has one, right? Is it Mafex? Yeah, Mafex has got one, and then Mezco's got one, I think, too. They're both expensive as fuck, though. I'd like to get both of those. I don't have a good Crow figure.
Take a suggestion, get the Mezco. The Mezco is the best one you could get. But there's two of them. There's one that's 5 points for articulation, then there's a fully soft goods one. You need to get the soft goods one.
Well, yeah, I don't want a 5 POA one. I know that Marvel's or Diamond Select, made one that's pretty decent. It's not bad. It looks good. Very little articulation on it. But I don't know. I just haven't picked up a Crow figure. I've been wanting to make a Crow figure for a long time. I've just never found the right figure to do it with. So Jared, maybe you can help me with that. Give me some ideas on how I can kit bash a Crow figure of my own. I need some
base body I can think of right off is the Long Shot.
Yeah, Long Shot would be good.
You could find some loose heads too online as well, like just the head sculpts.
The Long Shot body, I would change out the lower legs, get like what I did. Basically, similar recipe what I did for Rafferty, but you needed a longer coat. But I used the Disney Plus Hawkeye legs to have the long pants instead of those high boots that the Long Shot has. They both have soft hips, so you can heat and pop and swap them.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I might do that. I'm gonna be mining you for some recipes here because I do want to do a nice little Crow figure.
Yeah, I use chamber arms for the jacket sleeves, and they fit onto the Long Shot just fine. And basically just use that recipe there. You got pretty good for Crow.
There you go. Oh, we got a super chat here. Ghost Shadow says, anybody want to adopt an old man? Not at the moment. Wait, do you clean garages? I might consider it. Although Ghost Shadow wouldn't survive here in South Texas. He's he's in Washington now, but he used to live in Alaska. He would fucking melt down here, dude. I don't think. Dude, I've lived in Texas my whole life, except for the year I lived in Colorado, and I fucking melt down here every day. Like, I don't think people who are not used to this level of heat could take it. It's awful.
David,
It's
David,
awful.
Matt, now I'm wanting to build it. Get an extra set of parts to build me. I almost bought it, and Long Shot was on sale at Target on that Target sale too.
Ooh, TC says, yeah. Oh, Long Shot's on sale right now at Target? Really?
He was last week.
Well, let's see. I'm about to look that shit up.
I think it's like $9. $8.34.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, and Aku, I was going to answer your question. That Mouse or Trapjaw is a really good deluxe figure, in my opinion. It actually might be close to one of my top 10s of the year. To answer your question. And then Jared, he actually said earlier he wanted to see if you and I have one Transformer that's the same and race to see who gets a transform from robot to vehicle mode on stream.
I think Jared wins.
Really now?
I do, because he's the biggest Transformers fan I've ever met.
You got this one?
No, I probably don't have half of what you got.
Well, about,
you got more.
What about Jackson?
I commend you, sir, for your.
I don't have many upstairs, so.
Oh, George says Kit Bash a Crow figure from a Lobo figure. I mean, be a big beefy Crow, but he's halfway there already. I mean, that's not. I mean, it's not a bad idea. If you wanted to make a big beefy ass fucking Crow figure, you can certainly do that.
So, Joe, get anything today while y'all was out and about?
No, I was in my garage all day. I didn't do shit today.
Nothing.
I gotta go by Quinn's to pick up those two figures he's holding for me. But
I got me two things. I got the Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary retro carded Darth Vader with removable hand, helmet, faceplate, and all that.
That's not the 40th anniversary.
Yeah, 40th anniversary.
There's a new one coming out.
There's a new 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
Not on the 40th anniversary.
Yes.
Because the original 40th anniversary was years ago. That's when I got
the new one. This is the new one. Yeah, this is the new one. And then I got this
is the actual 40th anniversary figure.
Well, the card back he's got says 40th on it, though, too.
That doesn't make any sense because it
says 40th.
But it's been more than 40. This one actually came out on the 40th anniversary.
It's probably a reissue of the 40th. So
it's probably the same thing as this, except you got an extra head.
No, actually, it's not an extra head. It's a separate helmet piece.
Separate helmet piece?
That you put on the head.
Oh,
yeah, it's a separate pieces.
We know exactly how old the movie is because
we were born that year. Yeah, the 40th anniversary was 2017. I'm like, that can't be the 40th anniversary figure.
Hey, I was just retorting what the package says.
All right. Well, it's technically. It's the 46th anniversary figure that you have.
No, it says 40 years of Return of the Jedi. 40 years.
Oh, that's bull. 40 years of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, that's what it says. Legit.
First of all, it's still not even 4 years since Return of the Jedi.
And I got
okay. It's been 41 years. It's been 41 years since Return of the Jedi.
I'm gonna put that down before you start ranting, Matt. I got this for $10.
$10? Wait, which one's that?
From Infinity War, Thanos. $10.
No, I know. Which one? What company is that?
From the 3-pack with Doctor Strange and Iron Man.
Oh, okay.
And I got the Doctor Strange over too. The guy sold me this one as well.
Yeah.
I got both of them except the Iron Man.
For a long time, that was the best Doctor Strange.
Oh, it's a really good one, but I like the No Way Home one better. It just doesn't have as much color.
No Way Home is the one that trumped that one.
Mm-hmm. Wait, isn't the No Way Home the one that has the fucking shitty ab crunch?
Let me see. No, that would be
Which one's that? Or is that must be that's probably Multiverse of Madness. I'm thinking
this is No Way Home, which is the same body as they use for the Infinity War. But here is the one you're talking about. The Multiverse of Madness has that ab crunch.
This one, I don't know which one this one is. This one's my favorite one.
This is the one you're talking about with the bad ab crunch, Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. This is my favorite one, but I don't remember which one this is from.
That is from the Doctor Strange movie.
Okay. Yeah. I like his head sculpt on this one better. So
you could always get this one and pop it on that body right there. And this one's cheap.
I only have 2 movie Doctor Strange figures, and the other one's that one of him and the alternate version of him with the red and black costume. No.
Now you're talking about his comic book. You're talking about one of his comic book figures.
MCU. I only have 2 MCU Doctor Strange figures, and the other one is what was that Target exclusive deluxe of the other version of him?
The variant that gets
Superior Strange.
In the movie.
Superior Strange, whatever it is. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. These are the only 2 I have.
Defender Strange. It took me a second.
Strange. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
Gave me a sec. About lost it for a second there.
All right. Now that I'm on Target.com, I'm like, are there any other good deals? If I'm gonna order a fucking long shot,
you know, the long shot head almost works as a comic book style Eric Draven.
It actually does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would want more of the movie style, but yeah.
Aku says Dr. Fate is better than Doctor Strange.
I mean, I don't know. That's been going back and forth in the comics for a long time. I don't think Dr. Fate has ever done. I think I don't.
The best one is Doctor Strange Fate.
Doctor Strange Fate is the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true.
Now I did this a while back.
JB, do you know what we're since you're a youngster with these old men?
I know what you're talking about.
Doctor Strange Fate
yes,
from Amalgam Comics.
Them old mashups, I have some of those comics. Like the mashup of Batman and Wolverine together, like that.
Dark Claw.
Dark Claw.
Yes, yep. I have the comic of that one. So
I like the concept. The only thing I didn't like about Dark Claw was the freaking bat symbols on the claw, like the shape.
That
logo on the claw.
That was a little much for me. I did this a while back, a couple weeks ago. I took the Mafex Wolverine head and I put it on a Marvel Legends body. Because it had like a generic head, so I wanted to give it a little bit more style.
Bag of those that I need to paint up for a friend.
And this one's got the heated claws, which I like. I think it's kind of cool.
I like that Wolverine figure.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a cool updated costume for him compared to a lot of the other costumes they've given him over the years. I still like my favorite's still the original brown and yellow, but
I have that one on the Marvel Superheroes vintage card back, the brown and yellow suit.
Well, technically, Tiger Stripe is the original, but
no.
I've got the one I've got is from the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure wave. But
the issue 181 was his first appearance.
Yep.
Or a variant.
And we have gotten that action figure. We got it in that 2-pack with Hulk.
Yep.
I've got him up there.
Yeah, this is the one I was talking about, the brown suit in this packaging.
Yeah. I've got the original one of that came from the Juggernaut wave.
Yeah. I used to have the retro card at one. I ended up selling it. I never took it out of the card. I remember taking it to a con, one of these idiots, like, wanting to know if I would take less than retail for it. It's like, no. When you sell stuff at cons, people are like, ask like most ludicrous shit.
Yeah.
Would you take less than retail? No.
Would you go fuck yourself? How about that?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. All right, what else do we have out there? Duke's asleep already.
No, I'm not.
What? Huh? What? Are you dreaming, Duke?
Just enjoying the conversation.
Oh, dude, I got to tell you, I watched a fucking fantastic show this week that's on Netflix. There's that show, The Gentleman. Have y'all know what I'm talking about?
No.
No.
So, okay, have you ever seen the movie The Gentleman?
No,
The Guy Ritchie movie, The Gentleman?
no.
No.
What the fuck is wrong with you people? First of all, it's like the greatest Guy Ritchie movie ever. I'm not a huge Guy Ritchie fan. Like, I like some of his stuff I don't. The Gentleman with Matthew McConaughey is a phenomenal movie. If you've not watched this movie, you absolutely should. Matthew McConaughey plays a dude who is the UK's largest weed dealer. Like, he's a rich weed dealer. I don't want to give any more. Dude, just watch the fucking movie. It's awesome.
All right.
Okay.
We'll watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
Duke, you'd even like it. There's no excessive use of penis in the movie, so you're okay. Anyway, they did that movie came out, I think, back in 2020 or something like that. Great fucking movie. Love that movie. Anyway, they did a kind of a spin-off. It's not the same characters, but it takes place in the same world. So instead of the gentleman, it's the gentlemen. And it takes place in the same world of the UK, illegal weed market. It's fucking great. It's on Netflix. It's fucking great. And it actually was written, and several of the episodes were directed by Guy Ritchie. And highly recommend it, dude. If you like just cool crime shows, like, I don't know how to explain it. If you know, I just assume everybody's seen The Gentleman, which is a phenomenal movie. Watch the movie first if you like the movie, which you will, unless there's something wrong with you. Watch the movie first, and then watch the TV show. Like I said, the TV show is different characters, but it takes place like in the same world that movie takes place in.
So you mean like you mean like Fast and Furious, like Tokyo Drift?
The fuck are you talking about?
Fast and Furious 3, Tokyo Drift.
How dare you compare Tokyo Drift to fucking The Gentleman? That is not right. But yes, you're exactly right. Okay. It's like that. It doesn't have the same characters, but it takes place in the same world. Yes.
All right. I was just trying to find. I was trying to think of the first thing that came to my head to make comparison. So that's the only one I could think of.
Yeah. But yeah, that show is great. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Me and my wife binge watched that last Sunday. I think we watched it all on Sunday.
Lady Lace got a good comment. Said Snowpiercer is finally getting its ending. Those dickheads at TNT canceled it after film season 4, but never released it.
I still haven't watched season 2 yet. I watched the first season, which was really good. And then season 2 came out, and I started to watch it. So I think I saw like the first 2 or 3 episodes. But then I got bored of watching week to week. So I was like, I'll just wait till it's all over, and then I'll binge watch it. And then I forgot to binge watch it. And then by the time season 3 came out, I hadn't watched season 2 yet. And then I heard it got canceled. So I just didn't go back and watch it. But if you're telling me it's getting an ending, I will go back. Because the first season was really good. I think the show's way better than the movie. Like, the movie's okay. Like, the concept of the movie is cool. But, it's like an hour and 45-minute movie about this one specific time when people, rose up against, what's his face, to take over the train. The show, obviously, it's a show. So it can go into a lot more detail of the fucking world of Snowpiercer and the history and what happened to the world and what's happening on this train. The first season was fantastic, and I just never got past the first season because I don't know. I'd rather binge watch than anything else. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. That's cool. I'm glad they're now that I know they're gonna finish it and that it didn't in fact get canceled. I will actually catch up on it now. Because I really liked the first season.
There was actually a comparison going around for a couple of years that Snowpiercer is a sequel to Willy Wonka.
I know, mm-hmm. I've seen that, and it makes complete sense. If there's a video on YouTube that I think went viral that explains in detail how it is a sequel to Willy Wonka, It's a great video.
Mhm.
So, but yeah. Anyway, what else did I watch this week? Oh, I watched that movie, that Netflix movie, Damsel, with what's her face from Stranger Things. What's the chick? Millie Bobby Brown. There you go. Thank you. So it's just a movie about like a chick. She's a princess who gets like sacrificed to a dragon, and then she has to like try and survive. Basically, what it is. The first 2/3 of the movie are boring as fuck. The third act's okay, but it's not something I can recommend. I watched it just because I was like, why not? But it's not like anything you need to run out and like. If you're bored for a couple hours, I mean, sure, fine, whatever. It's a very predictable movie. It's like, oh, there's this tradition in this kingdom where they sacrifice a princess to appease a dragon, and of course, she's the one that fucking finally gets away and survives and all this shit. And like I said, the first 2 acts of the movie are boring. I don't know. I mean, maybe somebody out there finds it interesting. I don't fucking know. I didn't, because it was just like so predictable and everything. The third act actually gets pretty good, but it's not really good enough to make up for the first 2 acts. So, in the end, it equals out to okay, I guess. I don't know. Hey, this is why I watch this shit, so you guys don't have to. If you want to watch it, cool. But it's nothing you can reach out and get. But I know it's like one of the #1 streaming movies on Netflix right now. So if you're wondering if it's any good, it's okay. It's all right. I like the ending. The ending was kind of cool. By the ending, I mean the last 5 minutes was pretty cool. And then the third act in general was good, but the first 2 acts are just so boring that it's really hard to call it a good movie. You know what I mean? So take that for what you will.
That quote you just said of "I watch it so you don't have to" reminds me of Nostalgia Critic.
Who's Nostalgia Critic?
He's a film critic on YouTube.
Oh, the only film critic on YouTube I watch is John Campea, and that's because I've been watching him for about 15. I've watched him since he started Collider Movie Talk, which would have been in 2009. So that's about how long I've been watching him. Other than that, most film critics I can't stand, but I like John Campea.
He's really good.
So, I finally, and I know I talked about this briefly on a chat the other day, but not on the Geek Fusion channel. I finally got a chance to watch The Iron Claw, which is the Von Erich movie that came out with Zac Efron in it, playing Carrie Von Erich. Wait, did he play Carrie or Kevin?
Kevin.
He played Kevin. Thank you.
Yeah.
Watched that movie, and I know it was last year and all that kind of stuff. I didn't get a chance to watch it till just recently. Fucking great movie, man. Holy shit, that was really good. That was so good. Zac Efron should have won a fucking Oscar for that performance. I know the Oscars are over, and Cillian Murphy won for Oppenheimer, which, by the way, was a phenomenal movie. So I don't knock it, because Cillian Murphy did a fucking great job in that movie. But so I'm not knocking that won. But I'm saying I've never seen Zac Efron act like that before. And I think it's just because, the types of movies he's usually in, are not particularly serious movies. But that movie was fucking great, and he was great in that movie. He did a fucking phenomenal job. So I was very impressed, because I didn't get a chance to see it at the movies, and highly recommend it if you hadn't seen it. Check that out. And I'm not a wrestling fan at all, so wrestling's never been my thing.
Even when Sting was the Crow for years.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. But no, I'm not a wrestling fan, and I fucking loved this movie. So I'm sure if you're a wrestling fan, you'll like it probably even more. But it was really fucking good. Now that being said, I'm from Texas. I grew up knowing who the Von Erichs were. Okay, that you didn't have to be. I didn't have to be a huge wrestling fan as a kid to know the entire life story of the Von Erichs, because they were huge in Texas. Okay, They're fucking local myths. You know what I mean? So that may have had something to do with it. I'm already really familiar with the Von Erich story. So, but whatever. But yeah, it was a damn good movie. So highly recommend that movie. What else? I'm trying to get everything out that I haven't talked about in the last couple weeks because I missed last
Zac
week.
Efron wasn't a serious movie back in 2022. I think it was called Gold, like a serious thriller.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
It's,
yeah.
Him and another guy find a gold, and his job is to stay there while the other guy go gets a truck so they can break it down and load it, and he leaves them there to die.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never heard of
That's the sum of it, but
So I was telling Jared about this the other day, but I watched this movie, Ricky Stenicki, another Zac Efron movie.
I have not seen it yet. Me and the wife are. Don't
This
spoil it for me.
is let me just put it out there, Tori. This is just another dumb comedy. There's nothing spectacular about it. Like, it's not hilarious. It's okay. Like, it's like if you just want to watch a shitty comedy movie that's not awful but not great, sure, go see it. It's got some typical comedy, funny things in it. There's a couple of scenes that I did think were really funny, like the one I was showing you the other night, Jared, of him singing fucking masturbation songs. Like that was, I thought that was fucking hilarious. Where he's taking he's like redoing the words for popular songs to be all about masturbation. Like I thought that was funny as fuck. To me, that was like the only like really like laugh out loud scene in the movie. But it's fine. It's just another stupid comedy in an age where, to be honest, comedies aren't done right anymore. And, I think the last great comedy, honestly, like great comedy, was The Hangover. And I don't know what's going on with Hollywood. They just have shied away from great comedies. I mean, there's still been some good ones, here and there. But, like, I don't know. Comedy movies just, they seem to have died out. And so this is just another kind of modern comedy. It's fine,
I think it's because they're competing with short Vine like TikTok /Reels /whatever,
Maybe.
and that is the king of enjoyment of like really funny material. And then there's the court jesters. So there's like the Dave Chappelle. There's the Sean or the guy who with the Shane Gillis. They're just unable to compete. That's what it is. And we don't find people funny that we once did, I think, too. There's something about that.
Yeah. It's just there's not a lot of good comedies anymore. And like I said, I'm not saying this is like, oh, this is a good one. Like, it's okay. Like it was, I didn't feel like I wasted my time watching it, but at the same time, like I'll probably never watch it again. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen The Hangover a fuck ton of times because it's a funny movie and I can always laugh at it. The Step Brothers, fucking love Step Brothers. I can watch that movie on repeat all the time. It's a great comedy, right? Another one of my favorites is The Other Guys. I fucking love The Other Guys, right?
Oh, my cousin's always watching that movie.
Oh, dude, I fucking love that movie. Like, those are great comedies. This is not a great comedy. It's an okay movie to watch once. So,
what about Talladega Nights?
Talladega Nights is great. Although I love Step Brothers more. Step Brothers is like my go-to Will Ferrell jam.
I like Step Brothers more.
I love Step Brothers, dude.
My wife, she always cracks up at the dinner scene in Talladega Nights about the sweet baby Jesus.
Oh yeah,
the City Heroes game of play is like one of the archetypes you can get pets. And I got like robot droids, and I got named one Shake, the other one Bake.
Shake and bake, shake and bake. Oh, I love The Other Guys. I love the whole fucking. How you gonna talk to Gator like that? Don't talk to Gator like that.
Anchorman as well.
Anchorman's great. Anchorman 2 even.
Home.
One of the rare times a sequel. One of the rare times I would argue that a sequel is as good as the original is Anchorman 2. Anchorman 2 is great. I fucking love that movie. It doesn't happen often. OTC in the chat said Hot Tub Time Machine and Old School. Love Old School. I love Hot Tub Time Machine, But you know what I like better than Hot Tub Time Machine is Hot Tub Time Machine 2. 2 is better.
I never seen 2.
2 is better. I
Two
think
is a lot
because of the
better than
fact
the
that
first.
John Cusack isn't in it, and they replace him with what's his name? I'm blanking on his name, but if you watch the movie, you'll know. Very famous comedic actor. Anyway, there's more funny people in the movie, and it's just insane and even more ridiculous. You know what I mean? So I can watch Hot Tub Time Machine. It's a great movie. But Hot Tub Time Machine 2, I can like watch on repeat. Like that movie cracks me the fuck up.
What about Daddy's Home?
What about what?
Daddy's Home 1 and 2.
Oh, dude, yeah. Actually, those are really good. Those are some rare gems in modern comedy.
Adam Scott's who they replaced him with.
There you go, Adam Scott. Yes, and he's way funnier than John Cusack. He's way
my
funnier.
wife, we always watch Daddy's Home 2 every Christmas. That's our holiday tradition.
Yeah.
Besides
Daddy's Home 1 and 2
Vacation.
surprisingly are really good movies. Like I like Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell together in those two movies works really, really well. Like they did a great job teaming those two up and putting together
definitely
a good, funny movie.
Oh,
So,
here's a good one. National Lampoons with Chevy Chase. Thoughts on that?
which
Pretty much
one?
all of them.
All of them.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
He's
Well,
asking all of them.
except for Vegas Vacation, that's a piece of shit.
Vegas Vacation.
Vegas
yeah,
Vacation.
They really
A steaming
come. Well,
pile
it
of
was
shit. That movie's
it was
awful.
PG-13.
I don't know what it was, but I remember going to see that at the movies back in the 90s and going like, what the fuck? Because I grew up on National Lampoon's Vacation movies and fucking like, I watched that and it's like, this is fucking awful.
Yeah. The reason why it was bad was because they got a different writer for the movie.
Yeah,
And they
did
had
they
to,
fucked
and they
up.
made a PG-13 instead of rated R like the other three.
Mhm.
I can't stand when movies do that. They did that with
I can-
Terminator 3. I hated that movie for many reasons, but that's one of them.
Now, excuse me, Duke.
Yeah.
I hate to take you back to 2 years ago when we literally had an argument on a live chat of you defending Terminator 3.
That never happened.
That totally happened. And I've argued for years it's an awful fucking movie, and you defended it.
I
We had a
recall this.
I mean, Arnold's the best part
We had
of
a
it, though.
deep dive conversation about how much you liked that movie.
In all fairness, the movie might be bad, but Arnold's still the best part of it.
Oh, he fell asleep.
Okay,
he's like
in
talking-
retrospect, as I've had time to think upon my love for Terminator, it begins with T1 and ends with T2. And sometimes, if I feel gracious, I will tell you that Salvation was a good movie.
I like Salvation.
But other than that, I hate everything else that calls itself Terminator. So
And we've talked about this before, Duke, but I think you and I both agree. Salvation, I maintain it was a great movie. It was a great direction to go in with the franchise, to stop doing the time travel thing.
yes,
We've already seen you do Terminator 1, you do Terminator 2. Like, we've got the beginning and end of the story. Now let's see the other side of the story. Let's see John Connor's rise
yes,
in the future. And then I maintain that Terminator Salvation should have been the first movie in a trilogy, and that trilogy should have ended with him sending.
It was supposed to be a trilogy.
Yeah, it
was.
should have ended with him sending
Kyle Reese
Reese back in time. And I think that would have been a great trilogy. I thought Christian Bale did a great job as John Connor. I think that movie was. I thought it was really good, really well done.
The studio went bankrupt, and that's when it was originally set to be a trilogy, the first part of the trilogy.
Yeah, and it totally should have been, and it worked. It would have been a great trilogy.
Yeah,
Because
I
that keeps
enjoyed
us
that.
from having to get like the Dark Fate and the Genesis and all the other shit they've thrown at us.
Well,
Because we don't need any of those stories. You don't need to keep doing the time travel stories. We got that with Terminator 1 and 2. Cool. We got that story. Now let's see John Connor's rise to being the leader of the Resistance and how we get to that moment where he sends Kyle Reese back in time.
yeah, and like the anything with time travel, it should have been like, oh, this was their one chance.
Yeah.
So don't make it like a thing where that's like, oh, let's just put this back in the microwave and reheat this dinner. No, man, it was played out. Like, use it for what it was. It doesn't need to be the end all be all. Like, it was cool for 2 times.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I just want to see the war. Just show me the war. Like those Terminator, the T-600s that had the rubbery skin and walked bad. I wanted, that was so cool when they were fighting them, man.
I would toy games. I would love to see a live action adaptation of RoboCop vs. Terminator, the Dark Horse comic. That was so good.
That would be the best thing.
Or even don't even have to worry about doing a live action. Do an animated version, like CG animated movie. I'd love that.
There actually is 2 parts on YouTube. You can look it up. Search RoboCop vs. Terminator, and you'll find 2 edited shorts of RoboCop vs. Terminator. They even did a whole edited of Army of RoboCops versus an Army of Terminators, and it's live action.
I love that when they did the story too. They ended up Murphy's brain was a key component of creating Skynet. The way they did the storyline. Yeah.
But I will say, I remember when they were trying to get Arnold for Salvation, they couldn't, so they used the body double and CG item, which was cool. Salvation.
That's what they really did. If they're doing like the original version of the T-800, they couldn't really use a current day Arnold at the time anyway.
No. The only time I have seen a retreaded time travel story work, where I was like, okay, this is good, and when it was entertaining, was Back to the Future 2. When they go back and redo everything and you see Marty fucking like almost running into himself several times, and that's
because that was done by a true filmmaker, a true writer, and had substance to it. You're absolutely right. That is the only time.
Yeah. And it made sense for the story, and it actually showed you something new, because now you see this other version of Marty going back later, and we were seeing some of the same story beats from a completely different point of view. Like, even to the point where he went to Biff's house to try and steal the almanac.
Yeah.
We didn't just see the same shit over again. We saw it was a whole different movie. We got to see all the stuff we didn't see in Back to the Future 1. And that's the only time I can think of where that fucking time travel retread shit actually like worked well.
Oh, have you seen the theory that Marty actually died in the second one and Doc?
Oh, that's super cool. Yeah, that's a really good theory to jump into.
When he was on the roof, when he jumped, when he goes off the roof, Biff was actually supposed to kill him there. And Doc actually went back in time and changed the event.
Oh, to where he could catch him jumping off the roof?
Yeah. There's a bunch of times.
Biff was going to shoot him in the what the fan theory is. And the Doc just goes back and, you got a time machine.
Oh, that's cool. I don't think I've ever heard that.
There's a bunch of them that you can go back and see, like, oh no, Marty died there, and this is Jock coming back to save him.
Oh yeah, he actually supposed to died a couple times in the second movie, and Doc saves him several times. Like in the tunnel. The tunnel, Biff was supposed to kill him there.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Because
I like
Back
to the Futures.
Doc keeps showing up just at the right moment. How did he do that? Was Marty died?
God damn it! You died again, you stupid kid.
I think Family Guy or somebody did a take on that, where that's what happened, and he kept showing up like just before, and I think that's where that came from, or it was something supported by that.
Actually, they've done several time travel episodes on Family Guy. There was one I recall where Brian and Stewie were at their house, and then a bunch of other versions of them kept on showing up, and then one version of Stewie, he's asking him why, like, stop traveling, and then he rips his shirt and he's got women breasts with a bra on. It's a real thing. You could look it up. Just search Stewie and Brian time travel and you'll find the clip.
Variants of themselves keep showing up. Stop! Don't do this! Stop! Don't do this!
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, oh, why? This is why. And he rips his shirt. Women boobs with a bra on.
My upgrade kit's are in the United States, so I might be working on upgrade kits on Thursday.
Let's see. Go Shadow says, "Did you hear Duke's going to do a 24-hour live stream right after he teaches himself to talk in his sleep?"
Yeah, I'm never going to do that. That's never going to happen. I don't know.
You just have to store and random. Very nice.
We're trying to figure out what I'll do. I just passed 800 subs, so real excited about that.
Congratulations!
Yeah. So hey, if you're here, go subscribe to Duke Liberty, please.
There you go. That would be funny to see Duke try and stay awake for 24 hours. I mean, it totally wouldn't happen. He can't even stay awake for 2 fucking hours on a chat.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen. So, I mean, good luck.
I don't know. I could do a 24-hour chat. I just don't fucking want to.
I could as well.
There's been many occasions where I've stayed up for 24 hours. It's not something that's I certainly do it. I just don't want to fucking do it. I don't want to fucking do it. So
yeah,
no, thank you. I don't need to do that. So, good times. Good times. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I do think that is about it for this evening. I think we pretty much got everything. I got all the topics. We got all the stuff. We talked all the talk and said all the things that needed to be said about all the.
Well, Sif for Life is asking us both a question.
What?
Sif for Life is asking us both a question.
Do y'all have any tutorials or know who has tutorial for swapping a plastic cape with a soft goods one, like that classic Superman kit bash you did? Yeah. Rip the old one off and then drill a couple of holes and glue it in. Like I didn't film that to show you how I did it. Obviously, it's a little more complicated than that. You got to do it just right, and you got to put it in the right spot and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, that's basically what I did: is rip the old one off.
Go to GPS Slots. Their auctions on eBay.
Yeah,
they usually have a little small tutorial thing. I don't have any on my channel right now, but that's what I'm going to do with this one. I'm actually going to use hot glue on this one. I'm going to put hot glue on the corners here, and a little spot in the back, and attach the cape at where it's not really going to hurt the figure, and I'll have attached cape.
Yeah, I totally drilled mine in and super glued that cape in there. I'm not taking this shit off. Fuck that.
I know.
Well, this one's a hard one to replace, so I don't want to damage it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So,
I was going to say, I know a guy.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit about a McFarlane figure because it's a McFarlane figure, so I wasn't worried about damaging it. Like, if I fucked it up, I could just buy another one. But
that's something actually I might be able to film. Just be a quick little thing where I can just bring up my hot glue gun and attach the cape with it.
But I would say one thing is if you get yourself. Do you have a Dremel Sith for Life? Because if you don't, you need one. It's a lot easier to work with a Dremel. I mean, you could have done what I did. Like, I could have done it with a drill. It just would have been a lot harder and a lot more dangerous because you risk, like, just going through the whole torso when you're trying to drill little holes. So I definitely recommend getting a Dremel with some of the grinding. They got the little cutting and grinding kit, which comes with these little grinding heads that are real small. Because really, to get the cape in, you don't need big holes. You just need a couple of small holes, just enough to tuck the cape in. The way I did them, where I tucked the cape in, and drilled the holes in, and then the cape actually, you could see it from, if you remove the arms, you could see it in the armhole where the torso was. So once I tucked the cape into where I could see it, I just glued them in by removing the arms and seeing where the hole was and popped them, put some glue in to hold it in. That way I didn't have to glue too close to the upper top of the cape where the torso is. And then you risk, like, if you ever tried to glue, use super glue on like a material like the cape's made out of, like you can see it. If you get glue on it, it makes a little dark hard spot on there. So I didn't want to glue it anywhere where you would see it around the edge of where the cape's tucked in. So having it drilled down into there, and I could get to the bottom of the cape from inside the torso where I popped the arms off and glue it down there instead of trying to glue it close to the top, made it a lot easier to where I wasn't going to accidentally fuck up and whatever. So,
depending on how your cape's made too. Like, when I did the Space Ghost, I had gone leave wires hanging at the top, so I drilled 2 holes at the top of the demo, and I fed those wires down into the So it looks like the cape is actually going underneath the symbol.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I know a guy who did a tutorial how to swap plastic capes with soft goods. I know a guy who does it for a living.
Who?
He's what's his name? Brad, the DC Universe Geek. He does
Oh,
DC
yeah.
Oh, he did
comics.
one?
Yeah, he's got videos how to do cape swaps with plastic capes to soft
Yeah,
goods.
Brad's a great channel. I'll subscribe to him.
I was trying to recommend it, but then Matt went on his ramble, so I was like, I don't want to interrupt him.
I want to ramble.
I do that a lot here, by the way.
I know, and I don't want to be rude, so I'm like sitting here like. It's all right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, but that's it. I think we're going to wrap this up for this evening. So, Collector Express has his Whip It Sunday tomorrow. Whip It Sunday.
It ain't the whip it y'all think.
When a boner comes along, you must grip it. Oh, sorry. I just got that song in my head. All right. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you guys next time. I'll be back on the NEA channel on Monday for the G&G podcast. Tune in for that. And then we'll be back here for more live stuff. We'll be back on Friday and then again on Saturday. So that is it, guys. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for hanging out on this Saturday. Hope you guys have a great fucking weekend. And we will see you guys next time. So later, dudes. Deuces, yo. All that good stuff. And we'll see you.